When you were younger, did you ever have a dream? A dream to truly make something of your life? Maybe to serenade the masses with a melody so captivating that those who heard it would cheer out your name. But your parents really wanted a pool, so now instead of a legion of adoring fangirls crying out your name, your frontal lobe fully developed and now you're struggling to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star at the airport. Also, you're quadriplegic. This is essentially Kaiju number 8, a story that tells you no matter how old you are, how decrepit, how many times you fall down the non-moving stairs, if you never give up on your dream, you can still do it. You can still make it into Congress. Kaiju number 8 is one of my favorite anime from the last few seasons, and I decided to talk about it a season late, after realizing I don't want to talk about all the incest anime this season. The only thing I want to talk about is, Oh, it's sponsored by NordVPN. You know how long I've been waiting for this? I've been actively ignoring every VPN sponsorship waiting for NordVPN because it's the only one I've been using since I started YouTube. And let me tell you what Nord can do for you. Do you ever watch a video and it says, "This is not available in your country"? Now, back in the day, you used to have to get on a sketchy plane with strange bags to travel to watch a single episode of a show. Now with Nord, you can do it with just one click. Wow, I always wanted to go to Great Britain, said no one ever. But at least now I can watch Madoka. Yet that's not all Nord does. It keeps you safe from malware with Threat Protection Pro and gives you the privacy that you need when you're using the web so people stop sending you your IP address. Like, I already know my own IP address, why do you keep sending it to me? So be sure to use my link nordvpn.com/Lunarequinox to get my exclusive deal, which is with every purchase of a 2-year NordVPN plan, you'll receive a 4-month free bonus on top. So try it risk-free now with a 30-day money-back guarantee. But remember, it's not what you can do for Nord, it's what Nord can do for you. Thank you, Nord, for sponsoring this video, and now let me give you a satire synopsis of the anime. Kaijus, colossal beasts of Japanese legend. Monsters that appear out of nowhere, bringing unknown destruction in their wake. To combat Kaijus, the defense force is deployed to quickly neutralize them. But these soldiers are more than heroes, they're idols that people look up to. Basically, BTS. But to me, they're my neighbor whose dog keeps crapping on my yard and leaving it there. I didn't move into the gated community for this shit, Dennis! In the aftermath of a kaiju attack, the ones left to clean up all the intestines and kaiju cock left behind is the Kaiju Cleaning Company. Kafka is 32 and one of these workers, but this isn't what he wanted for his life. When he was a child, he made a promise to join the defense force alongside his friend who is now a captain of the force and my future wife. But having failed the exam 12 times, retrying every single year, he's now too old and is forced to give up on his dream. I'm glad you asked. Kafka is 32 and one of these work. The next day, a young kid full of hopes and dreams, much like how he was before menopause, joins the cleaning company, saying that he'll never quit his dream to make it into the defense force.
Wow, that's awfully convenient. It's almost like his character's sole purpose is to inspire the protagonist.
What? No, come on, it's Tim. He has lots of personality. Actually, my name is Reno. Shut up, Tim. After cleaning up the rectum, Tim tells him that he should take the exam again since the age limit to join the defense force has changed to 33 due to the declining birth rates. So, thanks to condoms, Kafka is given one last glimmer of hope to... What can Kafka, a full-time feces cleaner, do against a kaiju to protect his new twink femboy? Thinking quickly to buy him enough time to escape, he starts running, sliding, jumping through glass. Wow. Maybe if he wasn't so fucking old, he would have been okay. But Kafka was able to buy enough time to be saved by Mina, and me. I can meow, I can bark, I can mark my territory. After this ordeal, he decided that he'll give his dream one last chance. Kafka has become a kaiju, but one he can fully control. Partially control. Despite the fact that if he gets caught he'll be turned into military-grade Yeezys, he still works towards standing next to his idol, Jungkook. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see the clear inspiration the mangaka drew from to create this. He even credits Ultra 7, Shin Godzilla, Pacific Rim, but the Idris Elba version. The kaiju subgenre has become one of the most influential parts of Japanese culture in the West. Films such as Godzilla -1 have gone on to win an Oscar for Best Visual Effects. However, in anime, it's not nearly as popular unless they get in the robot, Shinji! With only major appearances in Darling in the Franxx, Evangelion, and Digimon, I guess. This is what makes Kaiju number 8 slightly unique. These are just people that have special armor that enhance their combat abilities, like a small mecha. Speaking of not being unique, this is a shonen anime, so it does have the classic storyline of a loser who gets powers and is now the most powerful person, but only if they can control it. Shonen has always bothered me for one reason. It always tries to preach that hard work always beats out natural talent, but then they make them a Soul Reaper, Saiyan, Jinchuriki rental. So much like my hero, it's all for nothing. Kaiju number 8 attempts to slightly subvert this through the suits that all Defense Force members wear that draw out their powers to fight Kaiju. Having Kafka have no talent for it at all forces him to use his other talents. Using his experience at the Feces Force, Kafka spends most of the battle learning about the Kaiju's anatomy, their weak points, and abilities to assist the others. Because there's more to a battle than just strength. But yeah, it's mostly strength in the end. Although this does teach us that even if you have to give up on your dreams of playing football and winning the Super Bowl, you can still become a cheerleader and you may still get the ring. I've been informed from more intelligent beings that I'm stupid, but my ignorance is bliss. I didn't see anything coming in this anime. There were constant jump scares I never expected. Almost every episode ended on a cliffhanger, leaving me alone in darkness, waiting for 7 days to pass. Even though I knew it was a shonen and nobody's gonna die unless they look like this, it did a good job at building tension by planting the seed in your mind that if the situation gets too bad, Kafka's gonna have to reveal himself as a kaiju. Yet there's still so much that we don't understand that keeps me sucked into the story. Who else could be a kaiju? Why does this kaiju have intelligence and what's its plan? Why can Kafka control himself? And why couldn't it be me? It should! I deserve it! Me! How do you create a sad protagonist? Well, that's easy. Start them with nothing. No friends, no game, no parents, and make them fend for themselves without any caregiver from infancy.
Wait, how do they survive if they're an infant? Someone has to feed them.
Zip it, Patchy! They need to be the saddest person in existence. They also listen to XXXTentacion. Then you have Kafka, who I think has a sadder existence than all of them. Ichiro Oda once said that the reason Luffy doesn't kill his enemies is because shattering their dreams is worse than death. That's fucked. But I get it. My dreams were crushed when I realized no matter how hard I try, there will always be an Asian kid better than me. These characters aren't complex. Basically everything you learn, you figure out by their first appearance. Kikoto is convinced that she needs to be perfect from being constantly told that by her father. Bowl-cut is the modern day Levi. He really wants to use swords and women really want to sleep with him.
I'd lick that bowl-cut the way you lick a bowl of banana pudding.
Tim, now that I think about it, I don't really know anything about him except that he advances the plot. And Kafka simply wants to fulfill his dream and stand next to Mina. And I want to stand under her. What's special about the characters is their interactions. I mean, I don't give a hoot and a holler about the side characters whose only job is to say, "Whoa, we can't be getting left behind. We better train harder." But they fit into a great group dynamic. Yes, even you, Mr. Wax On, Wax Off. Kikoto, for example, never had the affection she needed from her father growing up, which is why her and Kafka have such an entertaining and good dynamic. Just, please don't Japanese it, please don't Japanese it, please don't Japanese it. Kaiju number 8 was produced by Production IG, the studio behind this burger, that burger, and now this burger. Some would say they did a great job. Background characters are constantly moving, and if you pause to look, they all have personality. That guy clearly has a lot of money. They watch Serial Experiments Lane, and hey, cut that out. Your month is over. Look at the camera movement. It's so dynamic, it feels like the camera is its own character following along, just like in the Suicide Squad. Just like in the Suicide Squad. Some would say they messed up the animation. There's a clear difference between the designs from the manga and that of the anime. Just look what they did to my boy's jawline. I do actually kind of prefer this look overall since it allows for more visual gags and the simplicity allowed us to get shots like this. This doesn't mean all the shots were on this level. The show dabbles in a bit of slow motion, and by a bit, I mean a lot. Oh, you got it. Oh, I'm still in slow motion. Still in slow motion. But you can't fully blame the studio for all the designs. The Shinomias already look like members of the Elite Four. Was that the THX sound? The sound team did an amazing job, down to the last squeak of the floor. And the ending theme was clearly laced with fentanyl, slowly forcing everyone to sing the song. I originally wrote down that the song sounded like it was written by an English boy band. Little did I know the One Republic made it. They're making it out of the feces force with this one. Kaiju number 8 was destined to be great, and they knew it, not only being willing to simulcast it with subs in the West, but they also streamed it on Twitter. In addition to being popular overseas, according to Japanese Mao, last season it was even more popular than Demon Slayer, but less popular than Sound Euphorium Season 3, so you can trust these numbers. I am a bit worried though, because many people say that the manga falls off over time, and considering this is the mangaka's third ever work, I don't have as much confidence as I would for something like Sound Euphorium Season 4. But that doesn't mean it won't continue to be great, and here's the first sign of it. If you could read hieroglyphics, you could see that Season 2 was announced. But if that's not enough for you bowl cut lickers, your husband's getting a special. In conclusion, give up on your dreams and enlist in the military.
Mina.
0 out of 10, not enough screen time for my wife. Groom me in more ways than one.
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. It's me, Lunarequinox. Click here to check out my most recent video. Click here to check out my recommended video. And click here to check out my second channel. Okay, goodbye now.